Hello everybody and welcome to Inbl Pro 2025. Tonight is the first of our double-header matchups. Opening the bill will be the Gujarat Stallions and the Delhi Dribblers. The Stallions coming off their first win of the season. The Dribblers likewise posting a win in their most recent encounter, beating the Chennai Heat. And then the second game coming up tonight at 7 o'clock will be the Hyderabad Falcons against the Punjab Warriors. The Falcons are 2-1 after losing for the first time last night, while the Warriors are 1-2, and they will be keen to get back to 500 and a 2-2 record in the nightcap here at THYAGRAJ Sports Complex. So hello everybody and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Grantley Bernard, and with me tonight is Mumbai Heat head coach Thomas Royakas. Thomas, thank you and welcome. And you must be pretty happy today, coming off your first win of the season with a big win over Hyderabad last night.
Yeah, definitely. I think we played very well yesterday after a rough start. We got some practice time finally, and eventually that paid off. So I'm very happy with the win.
It was an outstanding fourth quarter that got you over the line. It was a tight game, and then you guys were able to blow it open. So we're going to have a look at the Stallions' season so far. They opened with back-to-back losses. They went down to the Falcons and the Heat, but then they beat the Punjab Warriors 83-76, and that was a good result for them to get off the mark. As we see some of the highlights from that game, Josh Dwash, who has been a factor, and Hankerson, the leading scorer for the Stallions. Hankerson averaging 20.7 points per game on the season to this point. And this will be the Stallions' starting lineup. Hankerson, Tushal Singh, Prince Tyagi, Nayak and Roberts. Coming off the bench will be Huda, Tamalia, Perry, Baladinashwa, who returns after a two-game absence, Dwash and Singh. Sakon is named there, but he is out. He has actually been ruled out for 3 months due to a blood clot. So probably the last we have seen of Sahaj Sakon for the Inbl Pro season. This is the Delhi Dribblers form line. They've gone win-loss-win. They beat Thomas's Mumbai Titans to open the season, and then dropped one to the Hyderabad Falcons, but bounced back to beat Chennai 90-80. And this man, James Montgomery, was huge in the win over Chennai, as was Alex Mudronya, who had a quiet first game, but his past two outings have been pretty good. And here's Delhi's lineup: Mudronya, Sahil, Panesh, Tomar and Montgomery, Pinto, Manoj, Barker, Burkholder, Poolsma and Washburn coming off the bench. And Lachlan Barker will be a big factor, who returns to the roster after being sidelined with illness. So we're almost ready for tip-off, and we're going to have a look at the standings. And it's Hyderabad, Chennai and Delhi all locked at 2-1. Then Punjab, Mumbai and Gujarat at 1-2. So it looks like it's going to be quite easy to go from 6th to 1st, and you could also go from 1st to 6th. That's how tight things are. And hopefully we're going to get a tight contest here tonight as we head towards countdown to tip-off. All right, so we are underway here at THYAGRAJ Sports Complex, and it's Gujarat in the purple and orange going to the right of screen. Delhi in the yellow, obviously going to the left. Hankerson swings it to the corner, and the first shot of the night from Prince THYAGRAJ is well off the mark. Here's Mudronya for Delhi. Works off a few screens and pulls up, goes to Montgomery, and Montgomery is short.
Yeah.
Here's Hankerson up top.
Stand up, Mate!
Roberts wants the ball in the post. And finally it gets there. Shot clock at 8. Roberts. Hankerson, as the shot clock expires, and Delhi comes up with the rebound. A little untidy the first couple of possessions, Thomas.
Yeah, I think everybody's still trying to find their rhythm. You know, the last possession, the Delhi dribblers did a good job on defense, forced really a difficult shot. So, yeah, it's more defense than offense to start the game with.
So Delhi inbounds. And this is Panache. Gets inside and turns it over. Hankerson running the other way. THYAGRAJ back to Hankerson. They go to Roberts down low again. And he overcooks it. And Delhi can't reel in the rebound. The Stallions will inbound with 14 seconds on the shot clock. They go to Singh, who gets into the paint, but can't get the finish, and Montgomery comes up with the rebound. This is Panache. Mudronya. Mudronya, finally, after a couple of fakes and a couple of pivots, gets on the board. Not necessarily pretty, but effective.
Yeah, there wasn't much space to operate there, but somehow he got it done.
THYAGRAJ goes the other way, and he can't get it to drop. And the ball is going to go back to the Delhi Dribblers, who have the only basket of the game to this point. This is Panache with the ball. To Mudronya for 3. Roberts with the rebound. Hankerson. He can't make anything happen, and Delhi is running the other way. Mudronya. Fouled by Hankerson. And Mudronya will go to the line. What do you make of the first couple of minutes, Thomas?
Well, I think both teams are struggling a little bit to find their rhythm. I think with maybe a little bit better spacing, they'll get the better shots. But, you know, sometimes if you don't have anything, like Mudronya did the last possession, he's just basically forcing it and, you know, hoping to get something out of it, and that's what he did the last possession.
So Mudronya comes up empty on the first free throw. But he makes the second, and it's a Delhi lead. 4-0. Excuse me, 3-0. Here's the Stallions firing through Tushal Singh. He is fouled by Sahil, and he's going to shoot 3. I've mentioned this before, but if there's one, well, there's always more than one thing that a coach hates, but fouling the 3-point shooter is right up there.
Oh yeah, you're right. And you see he's immediately getting taken out by David. Definitely something you can really, get agitated about. David, the second dressed best coach in the league, made his decision to take him out after that foul.
So Singh makes the first. Can't make the second. So Delhi with a little let off there after fouling on the 3-point shot.
That's the second time he fouled the 3-point.
He does get 2 points out of that trip to the line. And the margin is 1. We've just gone under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. And Delhi a little sloppy with the ball here. Here's Barker checking into the game. Guarded by Roberts. And the deep 3 from Tomar doesn't go. Here's Hankerson. Roberts. Had a good look, but came out. Panache to Mudronya. Up top to Tomar, Panache. He fires from deep. Mudronya. Show and go. And a nice finish by Alex Mudronya.
Yes, great fake pass for him. Defense reacted and they gave him an open lane to the rim.
But Hankerson comes back the other way and hits a 3 in transition. And ties the game at 5. Mudronya. Barker from deep. And Barker connects on the long 3. So after a bit of iffy play early, suddenly they're finding their range.
Yeah, you can't leave Barker open even if he's far out the 3. He's 21 points a game. So you really have to put pressure on him and at least take away his shot.
And another 3 from Jock Perry. The big man is a 3-point threat as Singh strips Barker and goes all the way for a layup. He puts the Gujarat Stallions on top, 10-8, and we've ticked under 5 minutes left in the first period as Montgomery goes to work against Roberts. Tomar came up short on the jumper, and they're going to rule a foul as Roberts hits the floor.
You said something about fouls earlier, like a big no-no is a foul on 3-point shot here. He also got a foul, but he's being aggressive going to the offensive board. So as a coach, I can always appreciate the effort, and then we're going to take a foul here every once in a while.
Perry down low. Little jump hook, gets it to go. Here's Mudronya. Under defensive pressure from Singh, and that is a foul. Perry has shown on the past 2 offensive possessions the value of the versatile big man. Can shoot the 3, can finish close to the basket.
Yeah, and it will be interesting to see if they keep guarding him one-on-one or at some point maybe, because I thought that last shot was pretty easy for him, that maybe they start doubling him or not. But we'll see what David does.
So the Stallions lead by 4. We've got 4:11 left in the first quarter, and the ball is with Delhi. This is Manoj to Washburn, who has just checked into the game. He measures the 3, but can't get it to fit. Hankerson to Singh, to Shal Singh. His 3 doesn't go. This is Barker for Delhi. Montgomery down low. And this time, they're going to slow and settle for some half-court offense. Here's Roberts down low for the Stallions.
Good job defensively, forcing a tough shot fade away. Delhi, however, is doing a good job on the offensive board, so they stay in possession.
That was a good set. It was more patient because they'd had several possessions where it was a quick shot.
Yeah, the last couple of sessions, right? This one before was with Jock Perry inside. Last one also, so looking for the high percentage shots.
6 seconds on the shot clock as Hankerson inbounds to Perry and gets it back. Shot clock now way down as Hankerson fires from 3 and can't get it to go. And that's Burkholder bringing down the rebound. Burkholder firing from the corner and comes up short. Hankerson pushing the other way for the Stallions. Here's Perry eyeing the 3 and making the 3. That's a big basket in transition for the Stallions. And you would think the Delhi scout would have said, you got to look at Perry in transition. If he trails up, he's open for the 3.
Yes, great find by Hankerson, locating Perry to give him a second 3.
Here he is again. But this time, Sahil, after falling for the shot fake, was able to recover and block the shot. So it's Gujarat 15-8 with about 2.5 to go in the first. Here's Perry working against Washburn down low. Minaj with the rebound to Sahil. They go down low to Burkholder. He's matched up with Hankerson, and Hankerson fouls, and Burkholder will go to the line. It's not a big mismatch, but it is a mismatch, and they did well to recognize it.
Yeah, and what you're always looking for is trying to find an advantage somewhere. It doesn't have to be big, but this time Burkholder did a really good job. He drew the foul.
He's a fairly wiry and strong build, Burkholder, and he's going to have his moments throughout this season. And Burkholder makes the first free throw to cut the gap to 6. And Burkholder gets both. And it's the Stallions on top, 15-10. A little more than 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. This is Singh against Burkholder. He's shut out. And the Stallions go up, and Nyack makes the 3. All of a sudden, the perimeter game has come alive for the Gujarat Stallions. Washburn throws it out to Barker. Barker on the bounce, goes up and can't get the finish. But Barker gets the loose ball. Here he is again. Steps back and fires and hits. Give Barker a bit of credit for keeping that play alive and then getting the finish.
Absolutely, that's a very tough shot. As a coach, we force our opponent to those kind of shots consistently. I can be very happy, but great job from Barker there.
Burkholder attacks the rim in transition, and he gets the finish.
Looks like Perry's a little bit winded to me.
He was. If he wasn't looking to the heavens, he was looking for help after that basket. And they're going to call an offensive foul, it looks like, on that play. So the ball will go back to Delhi, and the Stallions have got to set up for another defensive stand as Roberts checks back in.
Let's see if one of these teams are going to use their fouls, because both teams still have fouls to give. So let's see if one of these teams is using that tactic.
So Delhi has got 2 team fouls and Gujarat 3. When you reach 4 fouls for a quarter, after that it's free throws for each subsequent foul. Here's Barker up top. Now Washburn to Barker. He fires from deep and comes up short, but the offensive rebound is put back in by Tomar. Offensive rebounds are great if you're the coach getting the offensive rebound, not so much if you're on the other end of it.
Absolutely right about that.
Here's Roberts, guarded by Washburn, and that's a good effort by Washburn to frustrate Roberts.
So now it's a good time to start maybe using those fouls and force the sideline out of bounds and get set on defense again. Let's see what happens here.
The game clock at 5 as Barker fires and comes up short, and that'll do it for the first quarter, with the Gujarat Stallions leading 18 points to 6. It was a scrappy start, but things got going thereafter. And Jock Perry, the man we've just seen on screen, he has 8 points for the Stallions, while Tushar Singh has 4. For Delhi, Mudronya has 5 and Lachlan Barker has 5. They brought the Dribblers back into it to make a 2-point game. After it looked like the Stallions, Thomas might have been able to sneak away and establish a margin. We talked about Perry. He's going to be a big factor, and it's interesting to see him and Roberts on the floor together. The 2 big men, and they often work some high-low action, which can work pretty effectively.
Yes, especially if you let Roberts post up, right? And then have Perry on the outside so he can really space the floor, because he's really a threat on the outside, and he proved that by, making already 2 threes in the first quarter.
He brings that threat, and as we have confirmation of the top scorers for the first quarter, Perry with 8, Mudronya with 5, Lachlan Barker with 5, Burkholder 4, and Tushar Singh 4. All right, so as the teams break their huddles, we're going to go down sideline and hear from Dhruv Barman.
I can't use the exact words the coach used, but his focus was to make sure you dive for the loose balls. They gave up 5 points in the last 30 seconds because they weren't diving for loose balls. The Delhi team wanted it just a little bit more, so that's what we can see some more in the second quarter. Right back to you guys.
Thanks, Dhruv, and it sounds like that Gujarat coach Luke Kendall might have been a little colourful during the quarter-time break.
Nothing wrong. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you there, but nothing wrong with a little intensity there.
And Sahil commits a lazy foul on defense there. The feet weren't moving, and he basically tried to lasso him, and Coach Dave Petrozello has lassoed Sahil straight to the bench. Here's Dwash inbounding for Gujarat. This is Baladanashwar working off the screen to Roberts. And Roberts can't get the finish. This is Barker now for Delhi.
I think it's important for the Stallions that they keep pressure on Barker and Mudronya, who just got an open look, right? At some point he's going to make those shots, so they really have to put pressure and make those guys uncomfortable.
It was a wide open shot, and Mudronya couldn't make them pay. This is Roberts up top. They swing to the corner, and Nyack couldn't connect. Delhi comes back the other way with Mudronya. His kick out to the corner goes to Tomar, and Tomar hits the 3 for the Delhi Dribblers, and Delhi goes ahead 19-18. Here's Baladineshwar for the Stallions. Give and go action with Roberts. And he can't get the finish, but he will go to the free throw line. So out of the break, Delhi has clearly started the better.
Yeah, will be also interesting for me to see how long the Stallions keep Perry on the floor. The last possession, he literally, there he goes off. He literally walked up the floor. So I think this is a good substitution here by Coach Kendall.
Perry has logged almost 8 minutes already in this game. And it's a pretty big ask because the players have had limited preparation. He's been sick. Nonetheless, he does give 100% of the time. As Baladineshwar connects from the free throw line. And he puts the Stallions back on top 20-19. Here's Mudronya under pressure from Dwash. Here's Washburn, wide open. He measures the three, but can't get it to go. The offensive rebound is stripped, and the Stallions go the other way. Here's Nyack to Hankerson.
Great ball movement. And they end up with a wide open three. Great job.
And the ball movement ends up with Josh Dwash and a three-point basket for the Gujarat Stallions. Barker's little floater doesn't go, and the Stallions will come back the other way. They're up by 4, and they're going to get a chance to increase that lead as Dwash is fouled and will go to the free throw line.
And I think this is something that the Stallions have to look for. Obviously, Barker is really putting in a lot of energy on offense. He was late to get back on defense, so one of the ways for the Stallions to get some baskets, I think, is just to attack him. And this time they did that in transition.
So Dwash makes the first for the Stallions. He's averaging 9 points per game so far this season, and he hits the second. This is Tomar for Delhi. He's locked up and the ball is stripped. Hankerson with Roberts running, and Roberts can't get the finish. Mudronya back the other way. This is Polsma, and Polsma goes inside. He can't finish. Mudronya short.
It's a little bit out of control at this moment, I would say. Balls are flying everywhere, quick shots. Here we go the other way.
Here's Hankerson. Dwash, he fires, and he makes. The last couple of minutes, the theory appears to be, if you throw enough mud on the wall, some of it will eventually stick. Nonetheless, we've got a timeout. And as we go to that timeout, it's the Stallions ahead 28-19 with a little more than 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Let's go down and hear from Dave Petrozello in the Delhi Dribblers timeout.
We need to maintain possession. Just get a little bit tougher on the ball. We're good. All right? We're getting good looks. It's a wide open look. Shoot that all day long, bro. Monty, get onto that glass. Keep going like that. Make sure we're square defensively. Get our matchups where we want it to be. If you're in the 77, you're guarding Hank. Go skinny, go tight around. Okay? Try to get in that opposite corner away from him so you can decide where you're going to be.
Well, we're in Lions timeout.
Offensively, go into pins. Go into pins. Pins. Monty, strong with him. Go tight, tight. Come off. Danny, come back off. So Danny, go off, come back off the other side. All right, go back off the other side. Keep being aggressive, guys. We're good. Let's go. All right, Kelly on 2. 1, 2. Danny.
Yep, that's okay. I had eye contact with him. So they come out of the timeout, and Dave Petrozello obviously trying to get his team into a little more cohesion on offense, where they're, as you mentioned, it's It's just been rushed efforts the last few possessions. Here's Panache for Daly.
Stallions are everywhere on defense right now.
Doing a great job. Montgomery kicks out to Polsma. Montgomery with the offensive rebound and the foul. We talked about Daly being a bit scrappy, but as you say, the Stallions' defense is not making it easy for them.
Absolutely, and the only way to fight against that is like the last possession, go for the offensive boards.
So this is Montgomery for the Dribblers. He's coming off a big game where he went close to a triple-double and is averaging 14 points per game on the season. He misses the first, makes the first and misses the second. And the Stallions will come back the other way, leading by 8. Under 7 minutes to go until halftime. This is Roberts. Dwash. Swings it to Hankerson. Hankerson's three does a lap and comes out. Mudronya for Daly. Working. Polsma. Swings it to Minaj. Now Montgomery. To Polsma. Another good defensive stand by the Stallions. Mudronja shakes off the shackles and hits a big three. That was a patient offensive set that time.
Yes, and they probably need to be because with Barker out, Mudronja is probably one of the few guys that can do a really good job of creating for them. So the best way then to attack is to be patient and to wait until the defense breaks down and get a good shot.
So the unintended pass finds its way to Nyack, to Roberts and back to Nyack, but the Stallions can't finish. But they do get a second possession. Here's Roberts down low, working against Montgomery. There's a whistle, and they call the foul and count the basket. That's a nice play by Nate Roberts. He's some kind of physical specimen, Nate Roberts. Very big, very strong.
Absolutely physical. I do still think that this was on defense a shot that you kind of want. You're forcing him to take a shot with his right hand. He's definitely going better to his left. The only thing obviously you don't want to do is foul.
Which is the one thing they did do. Nonetheless, here's Roberts. And he misses, but Hankerson reels in the offensive rebound and will go to the free throw line. That was a real lapse there by Daly.
Yeah, that's really what I call a breakdown. You want to stay away from those, right? Especially on free throws, everything is set. So when you work with a good level of focus, then you should be able to get that defensive board. But Hankerson did a great job of running in there and picking up the loose ball.
So Daly makes some changes, including Burkholder back into the game, while Montgomery takes a breather. And Hankerson misses the first.
Will be interesting to see when Barker is coming back, because I think he's been sitting for a while.
Perry is back for the Stallions, so the query over how long he was going to sit has been answered, and he'll surely play out the last 5.5 minutes of this quarter. It's the Stallions by 8, 31-23. They go down to Washburn, and his pass intended is deflected, and this is Burkholder. And Burkholder gets to the rim and makes the finish. So the Daly Dribblers cut the margin to 6, and we're halfway through the second quarter. This is Hankerson for the Stallions. To Roberts. Roberts has the ball not knocked away. They're going to rule that he just mishandled that one.
Yeah, there you see he wants to get back to that left hand, right? And there he was forced to go right, and he turns it over.
So here's Washburn, another lefty. So usually the scouting report on the left-handers is they go left and then further left and further left. And here's the Stallions with the ball. Hankerson. Roberts, high-low action, not available. And he can't finish the mid-range jumper.
I think they missed a good opportunity there for some high-low action. And if you ask me, I would do it the other way around with Perry on the outside and put Robinson on the inside, so you both have that outside and inside threat.
Washburn couldn't get the finish, and the Stallions are running with Hankerson, and they are going to rule that an offensive foul. Hankerson is arguing that the defender was inside the halo at the basket. It's always tough, I think, trying to make that call. Are they in, are they out? It looks like it should be easy, but not always.
Yes, as a coach, I can always appreciate this effort, at least sacrificing your body, not giving up an easy shot.
So Hankerson commits a foul at the other end. Hankerson only has 4 points so far tonight, and that's a long way away from his season average of 20.7. And after not being in the bonus in the first quarter, it's quite the opposite this time.
Well, he's being replaced now by Duag, who just made 2 threes this quarter. So let's see if he can give an offensive input to his team.
And Woodronya misses the first free throw. Yeah, Dwash did give some spark, and he's long on defense. He's a disruptor on defense as well.
Absolutely. He pressures the ball, he wears people down.
And Woodronya makes the second. And it's now 31-26. The Stallions lead with about 4 minutes left until halftime. This is Perry. Tyagi to Dwash. Roberts down low to Perry. And Burkholder commits the get out of jail foul. Rather than see Perry try to get the shot up, he just wrapped him up and took that option away.
Yes, I think that Perry did a good job posting him up. He really had an advantage there, so not to let him get a shot off. Good choice by fouling on the catch.
So the Stallions will have the ball on the sideline, rather the baseline. And I think the Stallions are saying that the Dribblers are over the limit, and indeed they are, by a long way. They have 7 fouls this quarter to 2 by the Stallions, and Perry is going to shoot a pair of free throws.
Now, I know we're in bonus, but they should be at 3 or 4.
So they stuck with the high-low action, and they got the payoff that time.
Yes. And the other thing that they can look for the rest of the quarter, because the Delhi Dribblers are in the penalty, is to be very aggressive with drives and get into the paint and get to the free throw line.
So Perry makes the first, and he now has 9 points for the game. He's averaging a double-double, 16.7 points and 10.3 rebounds as he makes the second. And he nudges the Stallions back out by 7. This is Washburn for Daly to Minaj. Gets his man in the air and then defers. To Panache. His shot up comes up empty, and there's an offensive rebound and a foul. Both teams are guilty of giving up offensive rebounds. And as you say, it's near the top of the list of the coach's frustrations.
That is if you're on defense.
Here's Woodronya to Washburn. Barker back in the game and trying to make something happen. He wraps it around to Panache, and he comes up empty. The Stallions come up with the ball. Dwash, Roberts. THYAGRAJ. Back to Dwash. He gets Perry on the roll, and he finds Nyack in the corner. Nyack fires and hits.
Surprised that Perry didn't look to shoot that ball, because I thought he was wide open on that little pick and pop action.
It did look like he had that availability as the Dribblers come back and cut the gap to 7. And they're going to call an offensive foul here on Dwash. So after an abbreviated possession, the ball goes back to Daly. Here's Mudronya. Barker. Down low to Washburn. And Tomar comes up with the big 3 for Daly. But straight away, the Stallions go down to Perry, and he can't find Roberts and turns it over. Here's Barker. Mudronya gets his man in the air, and they swing the ball around the perimeter. And Tomar can't go back to back. Dwash comes the other way. 2 minutes left in the half. It's the Stallions by 4, 35-31. Roberts. Dwash. Dwash gets to the rim, turn the corner, and just a little boost on the turbo. Here's Washburn. Firing from deep and can't hit. Probably not what they wanted on that possession.
No, I think they settle on that one, right? You want to probably get to the paint as much as possible on every possession, and this the shot they bailed them out.
So the deflection falls to Barker, and Barker goes the length of the floor for the finish for the Dribblers. And he cuts the margin to 4. Here's Roberts. Dwash. Perry down low. He's ignored, and Dwash hits the basket. He was fortunate he did, because Perry was wide open on the block.
Yes, very difficult shot, but he's bringing them back into the game. 6 points difference now.
Here's Mudronya to Barker. Show and go, and Barker with a tough finish.
And the same fake pass he used in the first quarter is effective in the second.
So we've got 35 seconds to go before halftime. It's the Stallions by 4, 39-35. And after giving up a couple of buckets, Luke Kendall was called timeout and wants to have a discussion with his team. Let's head down to the Gujarat Stallions timeout huddle.
JD, come get it. All right, just come get it. Don't need screens or anything. Michelle? Yes, sir. Ritz. All right, Nate, just sit around here. We're going to go into the double. So kick, double away, bring it quick. All right, we're going 2 for 1. Okay. All right, so go ahead. As they double screen away, all right, you're getting on the rim, getting fouled. Good defensive half-court possession. When we come back down, now we're in shakes. All right, 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. Look to reject. Get downhill again. All right, here we go, boys. Here we go, bro. 1, 2, 3. Hey, big stop here. Big stop here. End of the half. Let's
go. Okay, so we just heard from Luke Kendall. And if I heard him right, he's going to go try for 2 for 1 here.
Yes, I was already wondering about that. He said it in the timeout. So let's see, there should be 3 shots probably in this quarter, with both teams this time in the penalty.
So Gujarat is going to hope for a quick shot here, and then they would get the last shot of the quarter, but all they get is a quick turnover. Barker feeds Tomar, and Delhi cuts the gap to 2. So now the Stallions should have settled for the last shot, but they get a bucket from Dwash.
Yes, probably not the best shot you want to take. Yes, it goes in, but you know, you want to have the last possession, and right now he's giving the other team a chance to have the last possession and possibly even draw a foul.
So with only a few seconds left until half time, the Dribblers have possession and the chance to cut the margin from 4 to at least 2, perhaps more.
Tomar,
let's hear what Dave Petrozello is going to draw up for his team.
Confirm with the ref. Confirm with the ref. Okay? If they put any type of pressure, I want you two guys to just one go the other way, one go the other way. One of you gets the ball, okay? If the ball goes into Lockie, we have 14 seconds left. Just do not end up in a trap zone, okay? Do not end up in a trap zone. Danny, I want you to be on the opposite side of the ball. So start here, and whichever way the ball goes, go the opposite side. Go the opposite side, all right? As the ball gets advanced, stay away from the trap zone. I want to go here. I want to go here. Try to play the little dump off to each other if we have to break down. Otherwise, I want to go two up caddy with whoever has the ball and Tomar. Stay stuck to the corner. Make sure we get a good look.
Delhi on 2, 1, 2.
All right, so we heard from Dave Petrozello there. He's got his initial play and he wants Tomar involved somewhere. And then if they can't get that, he just wants some quick dribble handoff action and see what they can get out of it with 14 seconds to go. This is Mudronya.
Interesting to see now if the defense is going to try to change it up a little bit, be aggressive, or they just let them run the offense the way they wanted to. Looks like that.
Here's Mudronya rising at the buzzer, and he can't get it to go. And so the Stallions dodge something of a bullet there on the last possession and go into the break with a 4-point lead. It's the Gujarat Stallions 41, the Delhi Dribblers 37. Top scorer for Gujarat is Josh Dwash, which perhaps explained why he felt so confident about taking that last shot. And he is down on the floor with Dhruv Barman.
My man JD, excellent first half. You have 14 points. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. I think we need to win the glass and do a little better on defense, but other than that, we're doing all right.
We're seeing a completely different Gujarat Stallions team in the last 2 games. What's been the key to you guys' success?
Taking care of the ball. We had a lot of turnovers the first 2 games, and yeah, these last 2 games we've been taking care of it more, so yeah.
Awesome, man. Good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
All the best. Cheers. I think we're in for an excellent second half. But that's it from here, guys. We'll be right back after this short break.
So welcome back to the THYAGRAJ Sports Complex here in Delhi. It's half time between the Gujarat Stallions and the Delhi Dribblers, and it's the Stallions on top by 4. And Thomas Royakas, the coach of the Mumbai Titans, you're having a relaxing night for a change. What did you make of the first half?
Well, it's like you said earlier, teams were a little bit nervous, I think, in the beginning, had trouble scoring, but once they settled in, you know, I think Mudranya and Barker are very important for the Dribblers. Those guys are the creators, the scorers for that team. And on the other side, it's Perry and Duach who keep their team in the race.
Dwash and Perry certainly have been very good for the Stallions. They've been filling up the basket. And do you see any perhaps defensive adjustment to handle Dwash and Perry after the break?
Well, actually what I would do against Perry is basically run against him on offense and make him tired, wear him down. It looks like he has trouble sustaining the energy for a longer period of time. So that would be my plan, to just flat out attack him with just transition offense and make him tired.
He does cover a lot of ground. He's got pretty long legs at 7'2", so he gets up and down the floor, and he doesn't always have to get his head on the rim because he can pull up and hit that 3 in transition. So that's the importance of Jock Perry, and as we mentioned, Josh Dwash has been very good as well. And the Dribblers getting some good service from Mudronya and Barker. And we're going to head down to the floor now to hear from Dhruv Barman and Ryan James.
All right, guys, excellent first half. I'm here with my firstborn son, Ryan, who apparently didn't give me the memo. We were both supposed to dress up in street clothes, but he left me hanging. Oh, how do you think of the first half, man? What do you think of the first half?
He said street clothes, but I remembered it's not the street league, right? It's the INBL. But the first half has been spectacular, and I think the best highlight is the India international player coming back, the captain Pratyanshu Tomar taking charge for his team and allowing the Delhi Dribblers to have a chance at this game, Dhruv.
For sure. Also, we're seeing a big performance by JD. Joshua is really stepping up. He hasn't missed from 3 and he's taken the ball to the rack. Jock Perry, Nate Roberts, everyone's stepping up. Their main point guard isn't having the best game so far, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. But it's great to see other people step up. And I think we're going to be in for a great second half, man.
Oh yeah, great second half in a double header. This day is special. Back to you guys at the commentary box.
All right, thank you, Dhruv and Ryan. As they said, it has been quite an exciting first half of action. So last night in the Mumbai Titans win was a big game by Pranav Prince. He was the game MVP, and he did a little bit of everything last night. He was great on offense, he was on the boards, but defensively very important as well for you, Thomas.
Yes, he was very active on both sides of the floor. You know, on offense he created a lot. He plays with what we like, 0.5 basketball, making quick decisions, getting into the paint, creating shots for himself and others. And on defense he did a great job of altering and blocking shots.
So we caught up with Pranav Prince after the game, and let's hear what he had to say.
We're joined by the game MVP. Well, kingdoms usually have kings, but out here it is a prince who rules. It is Pranav Prince. Pranav, congratulations on the victory. A wonderful performance from you. Unfortunately, we cannot put all of your stats on the scoreboard, but how does it feel as the captain to get the victory?
To be honest, we had a lot of doubters from our team. I think we proved them wrong. We proved who we are, and we had few of our players step in, and me also. I had a bad game last game, and I think I stepped up. And all our players, our coaches, we had a great practice, and I think we keep the momentum going and looking forward to the next games.
Interesting. One last question. So your team has players from different backgrounds, different countries. So how has the team come together? How have the players understood each other?
I would say one thing: when you win, you don't care. But when you lose, you know you gotta fix all the problems, and I think that's what we learned. We learned a lot from our mistakes, and came and got the win. And at the end of the day, it's just basketball. You know, we all know how we are, and we all know what kind of players we need. So I think we made the extra passes, all the multiple efforts. I think that's how we combined.
That's perfect. So thank you so much, Pranav, for your time, and congratulations on the win. That's all. That was our game MVP. This is the Inbl Pro U25.
So that was Pranav Prince last night for the Titans. And tonight, it's the Stallions and the Dribblers. And right now, it's the Gujarat Stallions on top, 41-37, in yet another tight contest in INBL Pro 2025. As we see the top scorers for the Stallions in this game, it's Josh Dwash with 14, followed by Jock Perry with 10. Nyack has 5, and then 4 apiece for Tushar Singh and Trendon Hankerson. And you would think Hankerson is going to get going a little more on the offensive end in the second half. For the Dribblers, it's Tomar with 12. Barker and Mudronya have got 9 apiece, followed by Burkholder with 6, and Montgomery, who has just 1 point, coming off a major game in his previous outing. So that's the situation at halftime. It's the Gujarat Stallions on top, 41-37. We'll be back soon with second half action. You're watching INBL Pro U25.
Loud sometimes in that section. Oh, wow. I had 2. What we talk about all this stuff. So now I'm got to just keep making sure. Right.
No offensive rebound. Tomar, nothing. Rebound the basketball, boys.
So welcome back to THYAGRAJ Sports Complex in Delhi as we get ready for second half action here between the Gujarat Stallions and the Delhi Dribblers. And as we see some of the highlights of the first half, a tough bucket from Lachlan Barker. And Josh Dwash with a bucket on the way to 14 first half points. Barker with the steal and the finish. And we are ready to go for the second half. It's the Stallions on top by 4. And they are aiming to make it back-to-back wins after starting the season 0-2. Any little tweaks you expect here, Thomas?
No, I think the teams are pretty even. Two things that stand out for me, the 9 offensive rebounds that the Dribblers had. Normally, because they're also winning the rebound, you'll be up, but because their shooting percentages are pretty low, they are not up. And on the other end, you have the 46% three-point shooting from the Stallions, and this is one of the reasons why they're up, even though they only have 5 offensive rebounds.
So Tomar is fouled on the first possession, but he comes up short on the free throw. And that's another issue. Delhi is now 5 of 9 on free throws, so it's not a great sample size, but it's not a good sample size either, as he makes the second and cuts the gap to 3. This is Hankerson. Perry up top. And he gets the pass to Singh, and Singh with the finish. This is Barker, Tomar, Mudronya. Mudronya gets to the rim, but can't get the finish. And the Stallions come back the other way with Roberts. And a big, big dunk by the big man. That finish almost came out of nowhere. It was like a catch, and then he put on the Superman cape and went to work.
Yeah, he did a great job of running the rim. And I think, always when you run the rim hard, good things can happen for your team.
So Nate Roberts with an emphatic first basket of the half for the Stallions, and aiming to cap the three-point play from the foul line.
It's always a good way to get yourself back into the game by getting to the line and making your free throws.
He makes the free throw and puts the Stallions on top by 7. This is Sahil, guarded by Nyack. Montgomery, Barker, Sahil, and they call the foul on Nyack.
That's tough because that possession, the Stallions did a really good job of keeping their guys in front. Unfortunately, there was a foul call, so they're gonna have to restart their defense.
So the Dribblers get 14 seconds on the shot clock as Barker takes over. Tries to get Hankerson on his back. Tomar measures the 3 and can't get it to go. Roberts with the rebound. Hankerson for the Stallions. Goes to Perry. That was Singh, and he couldn't get it to fall. Mudronya quickly back the other way. And Montgomery, while trying to pick up the pass to his feet, stepped out of bounds. Not easy for a big man to catch a ball that's thrown to his toes. This is Hankerson for the Stallions. Perry. Nyack to Roberts, to Hankerson. Down low to Roberts. And Singh overcooks the shot.
And there you saw maybe the adjustment from Coach David, where he kind of double teamed, or at least he was ready to double team Roberts, who forced the ball to the outside again.
And Sahil with an ill-directed pass leads to a Stallions transition play, and it will be a pair of free throws coming up for Trendon Hankerson. So not dissimilar to early in the game, a little untidy start from the Dribblers to this second half. Hankerson makes the first. But misses the second, and it's Mudronya coming down with the rebound. The kick ahead to Montgomery. Tomar to Barker. Barker can't get it to go, but Tomar with the tip in.
Yeah, they continue to be aggressive on the offensive glass, and that time was an easy tip in for them.
They go down low to Roberts, and now they go to Singh, and Singh rises and fires and hits. So a little bit of inside-outside action for the Stallions pays off, and they lead by 9. Here's Montgomery, forces the shot, and the ball will go back to the Delhi Dribblers. 13 seconds on the shot clock, 7:13 left in the quarter, and the Stallions lead by 9. Sahil, Mudronya, well guarded by Nyack. Sahil has to fire with the shot clock at 3, and Sahil comes up with a 3-point shot. This is Hankerson. And they're going to rule an illegal screen against Roberts.
That's his second offensive foul of the game.
It was a pretty easy one for the referees to call. As the Stallions go to the bench, and they bring THYAGRAJ in for Nyack.
Let's see if the Dribblers are going to use the fact that he has 3 fouls and maybe look to get him an early 4th one, so they have to take him out of the game.
Here's Barker. Again, can't get the finish after the ball had a good look at the basket. Here's Hankerson. Roberts calls for the little lob, but he can't finish. And Barker will come back the other way for Delhi. Mudronya with the runner. Perry might have got a finger on that. Here's Tomar spinning. Montgomery spinning and finishing. Finally, the Dribblers can complete a basket, and they're going to call the foul on Jock Perry. The fact that they were having to make so many pivots on that possession is down to the defense, because they just kept their man in front of them pretty much the whole time.
Yes, you're right. And now both big men have 3 fouls. So it will be interesting to see if one of them is coming off, and on the other side, if their Dribblers are specifically going to attack one of them.
So Montgomery makes the free throw, and they are going to sit Roberts with 3 fouls. Hankerson also has 3 for the Stallions, so he needs to be a little careful with 16 minutes left in the game. If he picks up a 4th early, it would be interesting to see what they do and what strategy they employ. Here is Hankerson to Dwash, to Singh. He drives against Mudronya, and Mudronya gets a piece of the ball and sparks transition for the Dribblers. They go inside, and Tomar couldn't handle the pass.
Second time now they turn it over in transition. I think, you know, maybe they're rushing a little bit. I think they want to play fast, but at the same time, you don't want to rush things. Still want to keep it under control and not throw the ball away.
So the Stallions go to the bench again, and they bring in Mandeep Singh, replacing Tushar Singh. Here's Perry for three, and Perry hits the three. That's a big basket for the Stallions. And they're back up by 6, and they're going to whistle a foul here, I think, on Perry.
Yep, and that'll be his 4th. And this should also be the tactic right now from the Dribblers to get him his 4th foul and get him off the floor.
So the scoreboard has him for 3. So it is interesting that that is the case, because when he got fouled out the other night with 5, he was adamant he only had 4. So whether things are working in the opposite direction for him tonight, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, they say 3, and he'll be happy to stop at that for the time being. But the Stallions are over the limit, and with about 5.5 minutes to go, you would think the Dribblers have got to milk that for all it's worth.
Yeah, and I would still go with the same tactic to attack Perry in the pick and roll, right? To make him tired, to put him in pick and rolls, to maybe get him another foul. And I would use probably Barker or Mudranya to do so, because those guys are very good at getting to the rim and finding the open guys.
So on the ensuing possession after those free throws, Hankerson was able to get to the rim for the Gujarat Stallions. He got the finish and the foul, and he'll look to make it a 3-point play and a 7-point game, which he does. So Hankerson, who had just 4 points in the first half, now has 4 points in the third quarter for 8 for the game. And Barker is fouled on the 3-point shot. And despite the pleas of Mandeep Singh, the referee is not changing his mind.
Yeah, both teams now have fouled one time on the 3-point shooters. Again, something you really want to try to stay away from. You obviously want to contest the shot, but you don't want to foul the shooters.
But they get a let off as Barker misses the first free throw. He makes the second as he sizes the third and hits it. So Barker cuts the gap to 5, and with a little over 5 minutes to play in the quarter, it's the Stallions 55, the Dribblers 50.
Will be interesting to see in the second half who can add some points next to Barker and Mudranya. I think a lot of them will have to come from those two guys, but let's see who can chip in on offense.
So Panesh reels in Dwash's missed shot, and here's Mudranya for the Dribblers. And he can't finish with the reverse layup. Here's Hankerson. Perry working hard to be a target down low, and he gets the ball. He swings it to Singh, and Singh fires, but can't get it to go. Tomar with the rebound. Now Mudranya. Mudranya working. Gets his feet into the paint and gets the finish. Alex Mudranya cuts the gap to 3. He has 11 points tonight. Alex Mudranya for the Delhi Dribblers. And under pressure from Barker, Hankerson turns it over. It's really been a game of ebbs and flows, and one team doesn't handle the pressure, the other team does, then it flips the switch the other way. So it's going to be interesting to see where this thing finishes up.
Yeah, basketball is a game of runs. So let's see who has the most and longest runs, and that team will most likely will win the game.
Here's Mudranya, and he makes back-to-back baskets for Delhi. And it's a 1-point game. The Stallions lead at 55-54. Here's Hankerson. Working with Perry. And Perry had to pull down the 3-point shot as Mudranya came across with good defense and forced Perry into a travel. they recognised Perry was going to be open, and Mudronya did a good job.
Absolutely, you know, that's what you want to do with the shooters. You want to take away their shot and make them force the ball on the floor, and that's what they did that time.
Here's Mudronya to Washburn down low. Back out to Mudronya. Gets his man in the air and finishes with a three-point shot, Alex Mudronya. So all of a sudden, Mudronya has caught fire, as have the Delhi Dribblers. And that basket puts them on top, 57-55, with 3:07 left in the third quarter. And it was a basket that prompted Luke Kendall to call timeout for the Gujarat Stallions. Let's head down into the huddle.
Same challenge as last game. All right, same challenge as last game. We got some guys in foul trouble. Need to stay down. Don't gamble on the ball. All right, Lockers bring it up. Try to tip it behind. Just keep him in front. All right, we're okay. We're gonna be all right. All right, take our time. Do the right shots. Okay, we're doing too much one-on-one, trying to do the hero ball. Keep it moving. Go to our strengths. All right. We can look at JD. So you're in the 4, you're in the 5, motion, dribble handoff, kick back to JD, rip face. Alright, so he's going to dribble handoff, dribble up, kick back to JD, he's going to rip face. Alright, here we go. We need stops. I want you to get in the boards.
Okay,
1, 2,
so
3.
there's the Gujarat Stallions timeout. We're going to go down courtside. Ryan James has been with the Delhi Dribblers.
The coach telling the players to not let the opposition get past their hips. That is the main strategy as to why they got all of those stops and went in on the transition basket. So don't let the players get past your hips. That's all from the sidelines.
So the Stallions take over out of the timeout. And this is Dwash working against Mudronya, but coming up empty. And Roberts is fouled on the offensive rebound. And he is going to go to the free throw line. How important is it for you, Thomas, that after a timeout and you've drawn something up for your team, that you at least get something out of that possession?
Yeah, the minimum you want, right, is a good shot. You might not always get this shot you wanted, but you know, that's one of the things about good teams. They're able to execute out of timeouts.
Okay, so we've got a technical issue as the teams go to the bench while we hopefully get this sorted out a bit quicker than last night. This happened to you last night, Thomas. How did you deal with that extended and unscheduled break during the game?
Yeah, you know, the most important thing is that we stay focused, which it was challenging because it was pretty long. But my players did a really good job of staying focused, not letting up, and we finished the game pretty well, I would say, after that break.
You surely did finish it pretty well. I think from memory, was it a 27-7 fourth quarter?
That would be correct, yes.
It was some kind of basketball, and I know you'd had to be patient and wait a while for that to come, but you could not have been happier with how that game finished last night.
Absolutely. Last night we got that monkey finally off our back, right? And my guys been working hard ever since we got here, but it's always good to get that first win under your belt. At the same time, we have to trust the process. We can't rush things. So you saw yesterday a lot of things falling in place for us. Our system is starting to work. Guys are getting more familiar with the system. Guys are getting more familiar with each other. And you know, these things just take time. We have a lot of games here where normally you would have more practices than games. Here's the other way around. So I'm glad everything fell in place for us last night.
It sure did, and you can see Luke Kendall talking to his Gujarat Stallions there, and he will be hoping things continue to fall into place for his team, or at least fall back into place as they find themselves behind here. And we look at some of the highlights to this point of the game. Hankerson with the first one. This is Barker. One thing about Barker, every time he catches the basketball, he is in a stance and ready to shoot. Every single time.
Yes, he's a threat on offense, right? So therefore you have to be very conscious of where he's on the floor. Him and Mudradja are the guys that are really important for that team. But definitely you want to keep an eye on Barker. Whenever he touches the ball, you better be disruptive and make it difficult for him to get, so he doesn't get going.
And we just saw Jock Perry with a 3. And Jack Hill, the blind miner, knows that Jock Perry is going to shoot a 3, whether it's in transition or as part of the offense. And we saw a great defensive play by Mudradja a little earlier. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Stallions can continue to get Perry open on the perimeter, and if the Dribblers are going to continue to be aggressive in guarding Perry on the perimeter. There's Roberts with that big finish. A little extra hang time. And perhaps a little flex there. As we've said, he's quite the specimen and some sort of player. And still, I think growing into the season, he's averaging 8.7 points per game and is probably capable of much, much more. As this delay extends, are you conscious of the players, A, cooling down too much in this situation, B, perhaps losing a bit of focus? Do you have to continually to remind them to keep their heads in the game when you have a delay like this?
Well, I think the most important thing for me is that everything starts in practice. So we demand a high level of focus and intensity on practice, and when that goes down, make them aware of it so that it becomes kind of like your standard, right? So that in the game you don't have to constantly tell them to focus. It really starts in practice for me.
The practice situation has been an interesting one. It's the same for all teams. You didn't really have much time before the season started, and given the schedule, practice sometimes has to be minimal, but it looks like most teams now have adjusted to that, and they're starting to get better just purely by playing games.
Yes, practice by now is recovery from the last game, and probably the next day you might have another game, or in 2 days. So it's basically just recovery from now on.
So Roberts at the free throw line makes the first for the Stallions and makes it a 1-point ball game. Just under 3 minutes in the quarter. He makes the second. And ties it at 57. This is Barker, guarded by Baladaneshwar.
The defense is doing a great job of being disruptive, forcing him into a tough shot. There you see the result of that. Great job on defense there.
There was no question that Barker wanted to get a shot, which he did, but as you said, it was a little forced in the end, as Baladaneshwar was all over him like a cheap suit. This is Dwash, driving, but not finishing. Same for Roberts, and he's fouled again.
Robert is being awarded for his rebounding effort. That's the second time he crashed the board and got a foul. Dwash has not been able to get it going in the second half, although he was the team's leading scorer in the first.
Those offensive rebounds can be worth their weight in gold, but you also need to cash in from the free throw line. And Roberts does not.
I think you jinxed him.
Perhaps. Let's see if he can make the second. And he does. So Roberts goes 1 of 2 from the line on that trip, and he puts the Stallions back ahead 58-57 with a couple of minutes to go in the third. Mudronya out to Tomar. Tomar firing, and Tomar hits a big three for the Delhi Dribblers.
Nice paint touch shot from them that time, leaving Tomar wide open with the three.
Here's THYAGRAJ for the Stallions, to Roberts, to Dwash. He fires, can't get it to go, and Barker comes down with the rebound. This is Mudronya to Washburn, to Barker. He gets a good look and he makes the shot. Always ready to get into his shooting action, and he wasted no time there. Hankerson at the other end does likewise. And his three makes it a 2-point game. It's the Dribblers 63-61 with 1:16 left in the third.
And I think if Hankerson can get going, he might be the X factor for that team. And he's a guy that can get going.
Here's Barker trying to get going, and he couldn't go back to back. And the ball spills out of bounds. It'll belong to the Stallions. This is Hankerson. Guarded by Barker, and there's another offensive foul with an illegal screen by Josh Dwash. Probably got to be a little smarter on that. So the Dribblers take over, and it'll be Barker inside a minute to play in the third quarter. They get it now to Mudronya, to Barker, to Mudronya, up top to Tomar. His fadeaway won't fall.
Good defense that time, forcing them into a tough shot.
Hankerson now for the Stallions.
Same offense for the Stallions. This time they're able to do the pick and roll.
Here's Dwash getting to the rim, and his little scoop shot won't finish. Mudronya under pressure, turns it over. And then THYAGRAJ turns it over, and Mudronya is down hurt as Panache makes the basket. Now that was interesting. Normally, if an offensive player is on the floor hurt, the referee would stop the game. But he allowed it to go, and they scored a bucket.
Yeah, officially the rule said you cannot stop the game unless, I guess, there's something extremely happening, but normally you would let the play until there's a dead ball situation.
Well, that was the rule when I played back in the 1970s, but nonetheless. Mudronya did take a heavy fall when he hit the back of his head on the floor, so he's going to the bench. Let's hope he's okay. But he does go to the bench with 5 seconds left in the quarter, and the Dribblers on top, 66-61. So they've had a 29-point quarter, the Dribblers, while the Stallions have scored 20. The Stallions are going to go the length of the floor, and they've got to go quickly. Hankerson steps through and can't get it to go. So at the end of 3 quarters, it's the Delhi Dribblers on top, 66-61. It was a 29-20 third quarter for the Dribblers to go from a 4-point deficit to a 5-point lead. And they've had several contributors as they do so. Not least of all Mudronya, who has 16, and Tomar, who has 18. Lachlan Barker, who came off the bench tonight, has 16. So Mudronya, Barker and Tomar have been the big three for the Delhi Dribblers tonight as we get confirmation of that quarter time score. For the Stallions, the leading scorers are Dwash with 14, Perry with 13, and Hankerson with 11. Yep. All right, let's head down courtside and hear from Ryan James.
Well, the most important update is that Alex is fine. He is okay. It was a bit concerning there when he was on the floor. The players were also worried, but he walked back to the bench, as you all saw, and we should see him back in action for the fourth. The updates, the strategy from the second half has always been the moment you find a little space, pick on that space, and we saw the team do that on both the ends of the floor. I think two big roles are coming in. The Indian players, Pratyanshu Tomar and Sahil, will come in as the Indian players to close it out for the Delhi Dribblers. That's all from the sidelines.
All right, thank you, Ryan. And one factor for the Delhi Dribblers has perhaps been the fact they have 14 offensive rebounds to this point and have only committed 9 turnovers. So a couple of good factors in their favour as to why they are leading. As we've seen with Ronya up and about and still on the bench to open this fourth quarter. But if he's feeling okay, I don't think he'll sit for long with Ronya. He's been fantastic.
I agree with that. They need him on the floor as much as possible in order to win this game.
So here's Perry for the Stallions in the first possession of the fourth quarter. They go low to Perry and they find Hankerson, who rises and finishes. So a good first possession for the Stallions. You've got to be happy with that.
Absolutely good start for them. You see Perry the last couple of possessions is more used as a facilitator than as a scorer. I think he's going to be important for them also to score down the end. And this is where your conditioning comes in.
So Burkholder was able to rein in the offensive rebound. Yet another one for Delhi. And they're going to rule that foul was on Jock Perry. And that will indeed be his fourth. And he's going to have to go to the bench at least for probably 3 or 4 minutes. I guess it depends on the game situation, how long you're going to sit him for. But he's probably got to sit at least 3 to 4 minutes right now, right?
Yeah, depending on who's coming in, right? And if you can provide, if that guy who comes in can give this a little bit extra offense. Probably right now, the way I'm looking at the team, it's going to be Hankerson and Roberts that are going to take over on offense.
So Burkholder connects from the free throw line. And it's the Dribblers ahead by 4. This is Hankerson driving and is fouled by Burkholder. So we're going to get an exchange of free throws. And it was pretty clear that Burkholder got a piece of Hankerson.
And the best way to get back into the game when you're behind is at the free throw line.
As you mentioned earlier, Thomas, put the pressure on the defense, get to the rim, and if you don't get the finish, at least get a trip to the line.
And those fouls might help you at the end of the game when you need them, or maybe get a player out of the game.
So Hankerson makes the second, and it's a 3-point game. Delhi on top, 67-64. Barker pulls up and is short on the 3. Roberts can gather in the long rebound. Here's Hankerson again, trying to put pressure on the rim.
He might have got away with the travel on that one.
It was more a vacation than a travel, I think. But there was no whistle. And now we're going to have a discussion about where the ball is going to go. And they're going to rule that it stays with Gujarat. Delhi coach Dave Petrozello is pleading his case and perhaps asking for a review, and he's going to get it. What are your thoughts on the coach's challenge in the video review, Thomas?
Well, I think it's good, you know. Probably want to use that towards the end of the game, especially right now when the game is close, can be very valuable. Dave obviously knows what he's doing. maybe he could have waited a little bit longer because at this moment he's still up. So even if that would give you the ball back, I'm not so sure if that would really impact the game a lot. Maybe, me personally, I would probably wait with that a little bit longer, unless I would be down at this point, this early in the game.
So the referees are reviewing this out of bounds call. And from that angle, we are none the wiser. But Dave Petrozello was pretty emphatic in his view that the ball came off the Gujarat Stallions and it should go back to the Delhi Dribblers as we get another look at a different angle. And I think you can have 50 cents each way on that. It did look like it came off a Gujarat leg, but maybe Burkholder had a hand on it. Nonetheless, they have overturned the decision and it's a win for Dave Petrozello. The Delhi Dribblers will get the ball with 8:49 left in the game and a 3-point lead.
And important for them is right now is to capitalize on this. They got the ball back. So let's see what happens here.
This is Tomar to Burkholder. He's driving and he is fouled by THYAGRAJ. So that'll only be the second for the Stallions. Barker inbounds. Tomar, Burkholder, Barker.
It's really going to come down right now to Barker creating offense for himself and his teammates. They really need to hope that Mudranya is okay and that he's probably coming back into the game real soon.
So Barker did try to create for himself at one end and couldn't finish the drive and then committed a foul on defense. And on cue, Mudranya does come back and Barker will take a seat and get a couple of minutes to rest before he comes in for the run to the final buzzer.
Yes, I think a smart move by David to put Mudranya back into the game. Obviously, you need it, his offense.
So Roberts goes up and is fouled and will go to the free throw line. As Sahil checks in for Panache.
Roberts is doing a good job the last possessions of creating fouls, 2 on the offensive board, 1 time here on the post up. And again, those fouls are going to help you at the end, shooting free throws, but also maybe making sure that one of their other players gets off the floor.
So Roberts is putting together his best game of the season. He's got 8 points, albeit at a low shooting percentage from the field, but he does have a dozen rebounds and 4 of those have been offensive. The Stallions are now 17 of 23 from the free throw line and the Dribblers are 12 of 18. As Roberts connects. And in a tight game like this, every free throw counts and matters.
Absolutely.
Here's Montgomery to Tomar. Burkholder, rather Mudranya with the screen for Tomar. And now back to Mudranya, the shot clock at 7. He goes inside to Montgomery, who defers to Burkholder, and Burkholder misses the bunny.
But you see how important Mudranya is on that offense as he started to create that shot.
Here's Dwash from outside after the Stallions kept things alive with an offensive rebound.
Dwash hasn't been able to get something going this second half.
And we've got a stoppage here. It looks like Roberts may have perhaps displaced a contact lens. And that brings Perry back into the game, perhaps a lot earlier than they wanted to. So they will try, you would think, to get Roberts fixed up quickly, get him back in and Perry to the bench where, you know, with his 4 fouls.
Right.
They can't risk it.
And before that would happen, I would try to get him his 5th foul. So the game plan, I would say, is to immediately attack Perry and get him out of the game as quickly as possible.
And that is what they try to do with Montgomery. Perry has to go on the back foot, but Montgomery can't get the finish, and Perry gets the rebound. So they did exactly what our man in the hot seat, Thomas Royakas, suggested. And now here's Perry in the post at the other end. They double it, and he has to throw it out. It's with Hankerson, and the shot clock at 3. Hankerson driving, and again putting heat on the rim and drawing the foul.
Absolutely, and that will be their 4th foul on the Dribblers, and that means for the next 6 minutes, 51 seconds, they will be shooting free throws on every foul.
It's like the recipe for KFC. It's age old, but it's proven that it's successful. The only thing is, we're still not sure what the 11 herbs and spices are. Nonetheless, here's Hankerson trying to tie the game for the Gujarat Stallions. And he does. So it's 67-67 with 6:51 left in the game. And right now, if a team can string together 3 successive baskets with stops at the other end, that might turn out to be a game-breaking margin. Here's Montgomery, defended by Perry, who has to back off. He couldn't be aggressive on that, and it's good recognition from Delhi that they are going to go at Perry while he's on the floor.
Yes, absolutely. They should continue to attack him on every possession and either get a good shot or a foul from Perry.
Hankerson goes inside and then outside. And Singh comes up with the offensive rebound. Hankerson from deep. And Hankerson buries a big 3 for the Gujarat Stallions to put them back on top.
Yes, Hankerson, you know, maybe was not the most effective in the first half, but like I said, I think he's the X factor of that team in this game at least. And so far he's been very effective to keep his team in the race.
There's no question that Hankerson is an impressive and influential player for the Stallions, and after that quiet first half, he is now up to 18 points for the game. So really making his presence felt, and they have brought back Roberts for Perry. And here's Roberts going to work against Montgomery in the post. He fires, but can't get it to fit. And this is Polsma in transition for Daly. Montgomery, guarded by Roberts. That looked like pretty clean defense from Roberts, but there's a whistle on the play. And they do rule the foul on Roberts. A little unlucky perhaps for the big man there.
I think so. But you know what? If you attack hard in transition, I think a lot of times good things can happen to you. The problem for the Stallions right now is that both Perry and Roberts have 4 fouls.
So now it's a roll of the dice with the big men, and how does Luke Kendall handle this? Does he now run with Roberts until he perhaps fouls out? Does he bring Perry in and let him run for a few minutes? What would you do in this situation?
That's a good question. Maybe I would even play both of them together, because with both Perry on the floor on the outside and Roberts on the inside, I think Roberts will get more space on the inside to operate, and you have a threat on the outside.
And they double Roberts there and strip him of the ball as Mudronya goes up, and Hankerson thought he had done enough to block Mudronya's shot, but he is called for a foul.
Again, the Dribblers were able to get something going in transition that time, you know.
So Mudronya at the line, and it looks like we've got a technical foul called on Josh Dwash. And that's not a smart play in a game that's tied with about 5.5 minutes left to go.
No, definitely not smart. You know, you got to keep your emotions in check. I think Dwash at this moment is a little bit frustrated, as he really was the hot hand in the first half and just hasn't been able to get it going in the second.
So Mudronya makes the technical free throw to break the tie, and it's Delhi on top 71-70, as Mudronya now gets 2 more after the personal foul on Hankerson. And Hankerson is now on 4 fouls as well. So Delhi is going to pick their poison of who they want to attack on offense, knowing that certain defenders are vulnerable. Hankerson, Roberts and Perry among them. As Mudronya misses and Roberts tidies up.
It will be interesting to see how long it will take to put Barker back into the game, because I think right now both Mudronya and Barker are the guys that the Delhi Dribblers need on the floor in order to create offense.
And regardless of his foul trouble, Hankerson comes up firing with a big 3 to put the Stallions back on top. Montgomery loses the handle, and Hankerson comes up and will settle into an offensive set. The odds are here Hankerson's going to take a shot at some stage.
And here you see they're trying to post up Roberts. The question is, who is the outside threat for the Stallions right now? It can be Hankerson.
And it is Hankerson who fires but comes up short. And the dribblers come the other way. Mudronya to Tomar to Sahil. And Polsma in the corner answers with a big 3 of his own and puts Delhi back on top. 75-73. Here's Hankerson. Nyack to Dwash. Dwash driving and finishing. That's a nice play from Josh Dwash. So perhaps makes amends for the technical foul at the other end a minute or so ago.
Yeah, great first step, was able to get to the rim. Athletic finish with the left hand.
That's the sort of play that Dwash needs to make more consistently if he is going to play at a high level for a long time. So Dwash to break the tie, and he does. 76-75. Josh Dwash now with 17 points in the game.
And Barker is back for the Delhi Dribblers.
So Barker in, Mudronya has gone to the bench. And this is Barker now to Montgomery. Montgomery is called for the offensive foul against Nate Roberts.
Great job from Roberts there, stepping in, taking the charge.
So the dribblers are suggesting to the referees there might have been a little flop on that, but the contact did seem quite significant. Now, how come every time I throw you a question about a referee's call, Thomas, you don't say anything?
There's a very good reason for that.
So Thomas Royak is staying on the referee's good side as long as he can. I'm not sure if he'll stay that way for the entire season, but he's doing his best right now. It's Hankerson with the ball. They go to Roberts down low. Dwash driving, can't get the finish. And Delhi comes the other way, looking to take the lead. Washburn. Barker comes hard to the ball. But Hankerson reads it perfectly, gets the steal, and Roberts tried to finish with the dunk through the contact. And will have to make do with a pair of free throws.
Great steal from Hankerson. Great job from Roberts running the floor. Again, drawing another foul, going to the free throw line. And it looks like Barker and both Mudranya, it looks like they're a little bit tired and not so effective as they are in the first half.
So that foul was called on Chris Washburn for Delhi, and he has 4 fouls now. As Roberts steps to the free throw line. 10 points and 13 rebounds tonight. And now it's 11 and 13. So it's been an important contribution from Roberts. Beyond the scoring, he's been an excellent target in the post as well, which then opens up the perimeter game. He misses the second, and Dwash comes down with the offensive rebound. Hankerson. There's Roberts in the post again. Working on Tomar, and he can't get the turnaround to finish, and another offensive rebound for the Stallions. This is Hankerson to reset the offense against Barker. Driving, and no call, but the ball lands on Washburn as he's out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Stallions. And there's 2 seconds on the shot clock. And let's see what they can do with this. It's either going to be a quick shot on the perimeter or perhaps a lob to the basket. Hankerson to inbound. There's Roberts. And he can't get the finish under pressure from Washburn. Here's Barker driving and finishing at the rim. A nice play by Lachlan Barker.
Great hesitation from him and taking it in with the right hand all the way.
The game is tied at 77. And there's Tomar reeling in the rebound. This is Barker.
And this is where I think you need Perry on the floor together with Roberts to get that outside threat. They have been struggling to get something going on offense.
Polsma fires, and he can't break the tie. And this will be the Stallions come the other way. The ball with Hankerson. If the Stallions come out on top and win this game, I think Hankerson might be the game MVP, purely on the strength of his second half. And there is a great drive and finish by Tushal Singh to put the Stallions back on top, 79-77. There's a minute 42 left in the game. And they make some changes here.
Yes, 2 key players coming in. Mudranya for the Delhi Dribblers and Perry for the Stallions.
Here's Nyack. His 3 goes in and out, and Tomar comes down with the rebound. Mudranya now turns the corner, fires and hits with the runner, and ties it at 79. So with 1:22 left to go, it's 79-79, and the Gujarat Stallions have called timeout. Let's head down sidelines and hear what Luke Kendall has got drawn up for his team.
Let's assume, okay? We have to stay connected to Josh.
Let's get a snap. 3, 2, 1. Hand off if you can. Right? Or if it's denied, just use it as a screen. Hit and then roll. Right? If you don't have it, stay low. Right? You've got it, Nate. You can kick it back out and get a punch screen and get downhill.
Can we get him out of here? Because he's denying it. Right here. This
Yeah,
man,
right.
have him run under as I come off, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then him
just clear
lift.
out. Just clear out, okay?
There you go.
So as he passes, just go. Lift. All right, clear out. All right, here we go, boys. Come on. Big defensive possession down here. It's huge. All right, we need a defensive rebound and finish the play. All right, 1, 2, 3, 7.
So they break the huddles, and it's a tied ball game with 1:22 left. It's 79-79, and it's Gujarat's ball. And they are going to advance it. Interestingly, Coach Luke Kendall wanted to take it off the baseline, but the referees have told him he has to take it from the front court and advance. So Tushal Singh will inbound to Hankerson. And Hankerson working against Mudronya. Roberts back to Hankerson. He fires with the long two and can't get it to go. Barker pulls down the rebound. Probably not what they wanted out of that timeout. This is Barker. Working, but not finishing. Perry to Hankerson. And rather than attack in transition, he pulls the ball out and will work some time off the clock. Perry back to Hankerson. He sizes the three, and now he attacks Mudronya. And Hankerson hits the basket to put the Stallions ahead by 2 with 30 seconds left to play.
Tough shot from Hankerson. He's definitely been that X factor in the second half for his team.
The ball is always going to be in Hankerson's hands in this situation, and we just saw exactly why. He puts the Stallions ahead 81-71, and Delhi Dribblers coach Dave Petrozello has called timeout. Let's head down into that huddle.
Marty, you're going to inbound the ball for me. Chris, you're going to start at the strong elbow. Lucky down here, Sahil right here, and Tomar. Okay, Tomar. Chris, come and get Lucky, come and get Lucky, come and get Lucky. Lucky, step up. If we got that, I'm good. Okay? Otherwise, Chris, come and get Tomar. Let's go there. Tomar, don't stay here so I can inbound the ball to Chris. Lucky, you got ball. I want to go guard on guard. Guard on guard, guard on guard. Sahil, leave. Back to Muddy. Let's get down line and attack. Let's get down line and attack. Let's go, boys.
Stallion 2, 1, 2. Hey.
So they break the huddles, and with 30 seconds left, it's the Gujarat Stallions on top, 81-79, but Delhi with possession. 30 on the game clock and 14 on the shot clock. So there still could be a couple of twists and turns in this game before the buzzer. Here's Mudronya attacking the rim and throwing it away.
I think to put the ball in the right player's hands. Unfortunately for him this time, he threw the ball away. But I think at this moment, it is Mudronya who has to make the decisions.
I know it's easy to second guess, but he was at the rim. He probably should have been trying to score. But as I say, it's easy to second guess when you're on the sidelines. So that turnover gives the ball back to Gujarat, and Delhi will surely foul here as quick as they can. Hankerson. And they don't call the foul on Barker, and fortunately, it turns out for Delhi, and they come up with the ball, and they draw the foul. So Barker was trying to foul. The referee let it flow, which if it doesn't impact is fair, but then it turned into a turnover, and here's Mudronya back at the free throw line, needing to make 2 to tie the game. Wow.
Yeah, so that time not fouling paid off for them, which I think was definitely not their tactic. As you see, they were trying to foul. But then the Stallions made a foul, and I think that was also unnecessary to put them on the line.
Mudronya makes the first. 10 seconds left. And his team now down by 1.
Both coaches have one timeout left, so I'm pretty sure Coach Kendall's going to take a timeout if he makes this free throw.
And Woodronia does. And on cue, Luke Kendall signals for a timeout. And what should be the final possession of regulation. We're tied at 81-81. And unless Gujarat scores out of this timeout, we are going to head to overtime for the first time in INBL Pro U25 this season. Let's head down to the sidelines and into the Gujarat Stallions huddle.
Corner. All right. Pin down. Go. All right, don't fuck around. Just go get on the rim. All right, now, as he comes in, go tip, dunk it. As he goes in, turn and go get it.
Okay.
Yeah, go and go get on the rim. Go get a little tip in. All right, we got back and back. Yeah, so you're getting back. Defensive balance. On defensive balance, right?
Pass se diyo disturb
So the only change is you're down screening. All right, he's getting the catch. Get it to your right hand, okay? I'll say yell, pin down, right? Just go, get by him. They've got fouls, so you'll get by him, right? As he goes in, go tip dunk, tip it in. All right, here we go.
Hey, 1 on 3, 1 on 3, 1, 2, 3, wait!
So Luke Kendall has drawn up his play, and the odds are the play will be for Hankerson. But then the add-on was he's going to have Nyack back as super safety. Everyone else crash the offensive boards and tip in the miss.
Yeah, you want the ball in Hankerson's hands right now and let him make the decisions. Let's see how long it takes for them to take a shot, and if they give Delhi a chance for maybe a quick shot on the other end.
One thing for sure is Delhi doesn't want to foul unnecessarily here. If it's to challenge a shot, okay, but nothing else. They want to be clean. Here's Hankerson with the clock at 5, going to work against Mudronya. He pulls up, he fires, and Trendon Hankerson hits the basket with 0.5 seconds left on the clock to put the Gujarat Stallions ahead, 83-81.
And great decision by Luke Kendall to put the ball in Hankerson's hands. I believe the right guy to let him make the decisions and let him make a play, and he just did that.
Hankerson sure did, and he's heading towards another game MVP award. The Delhi Dribblers need a miracle from here.
You're going to inbound the ball.
And let's see what that miracle is going to be as we head down to Dave Petrozello in the huddle.
From the elbow up high, ball, 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 and get your ass to the corner. Okay? Lockie coming off an elevator. Now, when you go low, don't stay here. Come back to the ball. Because Monty, I want you to slip that. When Lockie goes high, Marty, hit him on the catch. Get to the rack. Take the contact if you got two. Let's win the game. Come on. 3 on 2. 1, 2. Win.
So that was Dave Petrozello exhorting his team to make the most of this last possession, and they have added 0.7 on the clock. So the Dribblers have got 1.2 seconds from the catch off the inbounds pass to get a shot up.
So they will either probably look for either a lob or a catch and shoot. They don't have time to put the ball on the floor.
I'm looking at Barker coming off a curl. And here he is. He doesn't get it. They go low to Montgomery. And Montgomery hits at the buzzer. Wow. James Montgomery with the turnaround jump shot at the buzzer to tie it at 83-83. We get extra basketball, 5 more minutes for free. That was unbelievable. Barker was obviously a target, but it might have been a decoy and they threw it into Montgomery. So an amazing game of basketball here at the THYAGRAJ Sports Complex. We're tied at 83 at the end of regulation. The Stallions with a 22-17 fourth quarter to get the game to this point. Hankerson has 25 for the Stallions. An amazing second half. He's had 21 points in the second half, Hankerson. And Josh Dwash has 17. While for the Dribblers, Mudronya has 22. Tomar 18 and Lachlan Barker 18. So there's your three big guns for the Delhi Dribblers. And as we basically reset things here with 5 minutes on the clock for overtime, here's Hankerson. And now Montgomery to tie the game. It's important to realise from the defensive point of view, everyone's still playing with their 4 fouls. So it's again eggshells for 5 minutes.
Yes, and it's important for both teams to start well. Unfortunately for Delhi, they turn it over. It's usually the teams that scores first in overtime will win the game.
Let's see if that turns out to be the case. As Gujarat takes over with Perry. Nyack. They post up Perry and they go there. He works Tomar and his little jump hook doesn't go. Mudronya comes up with the ball for the Dribblers.
Great find in transition from Mudronya.
It was a good look ahead, but Panesh couldn't finish the open look from 3. Here's Hankerson. Turns the corner. Pitches it out to Perry. Now they go to Roberts in the post. Roberts. He can't get a finish. And the Dribblers can't reel it in. And the ball will go back to the Stallions on the baseline with 14 seconds on the shot clock. 4:08 left in overtime. Hankerson inbounds. And they can't get the finish or the tip in from Roberts. But again, the ball spills out of bounds off Delhi. And the Stallions will get yet another opportunity.
Roberts continues to stay aggressive on the offensive glass and creating extra possessions for his team.
This is Singh from deep. And Tushar Singh hits the three-pointer for the Gujarat Stallions. Let's see if that is the spark that can secure victory. Here's Montgomery to Mudronya. Mudronya rises and he rattles one in. Mudronya has been enormous tonight for the Delhi Dribblers.
Yes, but defensively it was good. The hard close out on him and make him force the ball, make him put the ball on the floor and force a pull-up instead of a 3.
Perry's missed 3 comes up as another offensive rebound for the Stallions. And Singh is untidy but cleans up and gets it to Hankerson. He goes into Perry and Perry with a neat finish. Perry puts the Stallions up by 3. 88-85, we've got 3 minutes left in the overtime period.
Little zoom action here for Delhi Dribblers.
And while Barker went up for the shot, they have called an illegal screen away from the ball. And the ball will go back to the Stallions. So we make some changes. And for Delhi, it's going to be Sahil and Washburn back into the game. But importantly, Barker, Mudronya and Tomar are still on the floor for the Dribblers. Here's Hankerson attacking and now retreating. Perry, dribble handoff action to Singh. Now he gets it, or he wanted it in the post, and the pass from Singh. It wasn't a good angle for the pass in the first place.
No, you're right. It's very difficult to pass the ball inside from there. You got to improve your passing angle to the 45 and then throw it inside. And he didn't do that and therefore caused a turnover.
Here's Mudronya. He turns the corner. He gets inside to Washburn. And here's Tomar for three. He can't get it to go. And Nyack comes down with the rebound.
Big possession here. If they can score,
a score here would make it a little difficult for the Dribblers. Here's Hankerson. He goes from deep and can't get it, and I think that might be a fifth foul on Jock Perry. And indeed, it is. His night is over. And if you're going to put your hands in the back in a rebounding situation, you open yourself to peril, which is what happened to Jock Perry. So Perry leaves the game. 15 points and 6 rebounds for him tonight, as Tomar with a pair for Daly, and he makes the first. Tomar has been big for Daly tonight. 19 points and a dozen rebounds, and now he's got 20 and 12. So a pretty handy double-double for Tomar. And the game is at 1. Here's Hankerson working. And when he might have been better advised to try and finish at the rim, he's thrown it away.
Yeah, I think in that case he better should have went up and, you know, let Roberts go get the offensive glass in case he misses it.
He's been so aggressive getting to the rim in the second half, and he really should have gone again there. Nonetheless, the ball was with Daly and Mudronya. This is Washburn, who is called for a travel.
Costly turnover there by the Delhi Dribblers. And also, you can see Barker, I haven't seen him in this overtime at all. I think his team needs him to be more active. He needs to create, you know, would really give his team something extra besides just Mudronya.
So Mudronya's played 34 minutes, so is Tomar, and Barker is heading towards 32 minutes. So they've logged a lot of game time, and fatigue would clearly be a factor.
It is, you know, and it's not just this game. We are playing back-to-backs. We are playing, my team is currently playing 4 games in 6 days, right? But at this moment, the last 2 minutes, all of that doesn't matter. And you just got to give it everything you got.
So Nyack comes up short from the free throw line with 1:35 left, and the Stallions ahead by 1. But he does get 1 to go, and he puts the Stallions up by 2. 1.5 minutes to go in overtime as Mudronya takes over for Daly. Working along the baseline. Here's Washburn against Roberts. Barker. Barker pulls the trigger from deep, and Barker hits a big 3 for the Daly Dribblers.
Big shot from Barker. This is exactly what his team needs from him, to step up at these big moments.
And he stepped right up on that. Here's Hankerson probing to Singh, and Singh answers with a 3 for the Stallions. And the Gujarat Stallions go back on top by 2. We're inside the final 50 seconds. Barker can't get it to go, but Sahil comes down with the offensive board, and Mudronya tries to attack and throws it away. And Sahil fouls Dwash, and Dwash will prepare himself for an important pair of free throws.
Yeah.
So Mudronya had the right idea to attack Roberts, who doesn't want to foul out, but would have had to commit there, but then tried to make a pass and threw it away.
Yes, and I'm not sure about this foul at this moment. There was still enough time to get a stop, and then, you know, a one offense, but they choose to foul, and now they put him on the line, possibly down 4 instead of 2.
So Dwash makes the first, and he's been pretty good tonight for the Gujarat Stallions, and he now has 19 points for the game. And we've got a timeout called by the Delhi Dribblers. They trail by 4 with 33 seconds left to go, but 33 seconds in basketball can be an eternity, and I'm sure Dave Petrozello will remind his team of that they don't need to throw up a crazy rush shot on this possession. Just make sure you get a good shot.
Got to go for a quick
Nonetheless,
one. Be aggressive.
Let's hear what he's got
one.
to say.
Then we got to play up the passing lanes. You're going to be up on the ball. All right? Inbound. Muddy, inbound it for me. Muddy, inbound it. Lockie, stay right there. I want you to go tight around. Try to get below the free throw line. Tomar, that's you. Berkey, that's you. Sahil. All right? When Lockie goes low, I want you to come back. Come back. Lockie. Tomar going low. Tomar going low. If it ain't there, Tomar clear. Berkey right back to the ball. Don't come too flat. Tomar, if the ball comes to Berkey, I want you to clear because Muddy's going to go. All right? Make a read on the second side. If you're not there, we got Sahil. If we don't get a look or we don't score, we got a foul right away. Play up the passing lanes.
Let's go. Delhi on 2, 1, 2.
Okay, so Dave Petrozello drawing up a play for the Delhi Dribblers off the sideline. And it looks like he's got several options inside, outside, but you'd have to think Barker's going to be the one to try and get the best look here.
Either Barker or Mudronya, but the most important thing for them right now, it's a 2-possession game. So either a 2 or a 3 will do. They don't need to go for a quick shot. They need to go for a good shot here.
But if they miss, they need to foul and foul quickly. They inbound to Burkholder. Now Mudronya. And Mudronya comes up firing and comes up short. And Hankerson comes away with it. Here's Roberts. And Roberts
Smart
wisely
move from Roberts. Yes.
milks the clock.
Smart move.
It was a very smart veteran move by Roberts. Perhaps in the back of his mind, remembered the play in the open court where he went for the dunk and came up short, but milked the time off the clock. Good play by Roberts. And it will be Hankerson stepping to the line for another pair of free throws. And misses the first. 5 of 10 tonight from the line, Trendon Hankerson, so perhaps a bit uncharacteristic. He does have 25 points, 6 rebounds and 9 assists. So a monster game from Hankerson as he hits the second and perhaps ices the game for the Stallions. Here's Panache from deep. He can't get it to go, and Dwash comes down with the rebound. And the Stallions will surely dribble this one out.
You owe me dinner for that one. As the Stallions won the game, I told you the first team that would win or put the first basket, they would win. So,
well, there you go. As always, Thomas Royaka's on the money. But on the money tonight were the Gujarat Stallions, beating the Delhi Dribblers in overtime, 95-90. The Stallions led by Trendon Hankerson with 26 points, 7 rebounds and 9 assists, and he is our game MVP. Tushar Singh had 16 for the Stallions and Josh Dwash had 19. Perry weighed in with 15. While for the Delhi Dribblers, it was Alex Mudronya with 24, Tomar with 20, and Lockie Barker with 21. So that was a great game of basketball. But in the end, it's the Stallions up on top with that win, 95-90. So there's confirmation of that final score. After starting the season 0-2, the Stallions have now had back-to-back wins, and they're 2-2. And a big reason for that is the form of Trendon Hankerson. He's our MVP for tonight, and he's on courtside with Drew Barman.
Is that man Hankerson yet again? You didn't have a great first half. You didn't have a Hankerson type first half. The second half, you absolutely exploded, man. What was your mindset coming out of the second half?
Really just stay in it. You know, sometimes the first half can get a little shaky. It won't go your way every time, so really just staying in it mentally and then trusting my teammates, trusting the game plan.
But how about, we know deep down you wish those guys, that game winner would have counted, and they didn't get the shot over there. Even though during a timeout, I heard him tell coach he's going to hit that, and he said he would, and he hit it. How did it feel when you saw him hit the game winner right back, like the buzzer beater? How did that feel, man?
Man, it wasn't disheartening because I knew they were good players, a good team. But I knew it was going to be a battle going into OT. Like, that was all, really. I knew once I hit the shot, I thought it was game. And then when he hit the shot, it was time to lock back in for OT.
Awesome, man. Always a pleasure to watch you play. Good luck for your next game. Take care, man. Cheers. That's it from here, guys. What a great first game. Stay tuned for the second one. It's right back to Grand at the Comms. Thank you.
Thank you, Drew Barman with Trendon Hankerson. And indeed, as the Stallions and the Dribblers go to the locker room, we have got the second half of the doubleheader coming up. It's the Hyderabad Falcons against the Punjab Warriors. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back with this game. You are watching INBL Pro U25.